Welcome back to the Mayverse, everybody. Mayor Reynolds, aka Midnight Mayor here, coming at you with another Dead Drop video. This is one I know a lot of you have been waiting for. We're going to talk about the maps of DEADROP Snapshot VI, including the new Proving Ground 2, as well as the new and improved Sector 3. There's been changes to that as well. The first part of the video is going to focus on Proving Ground 2. I'm going to show you every nook and cranny, show you a lot of things you probably didn't know, areas you can access, cannot access, my thoughts on the map as a whole. Then we'll move into Sector 3, the new and improved version here in DEADROP Snapshot 6. So I'm going to show you gameplay. I'm going to show you lots of clips from my streams. I stream on Twitch every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday. We're live by 7 p.m. Eastern. So come join me if you want to check those out. Let's not keep you waiting. Let's talk about Proving Ground 2 in DEADROP. Okay, so in general, here's what to know about Proving Ground 2. This will be a sector in the game, but notice that we don't know which sector it is going to be. It is currently obviously in blackout stage. It is not finished. There's no real art. There's a lot to know about this map. I have it broken down into sections, and I have it kind of vertically. You know, I think of the top, the middle, and the bottom, since DEADROP is, of course, a vertical extraction shooter. Something to know about Proving Ground 2, which I personally think will be either Sector 2 or Sector 6. We don't know for sure, but that's just my thoughts. I like the middle part of this map. The bottom floor is crazy. You can be shot from a multitude of places. The top is the highest part of the map, of course, but there's a lot of really open space up there where you'll be exposed. And then in the middle, you got a nice middle ground. You'll be able to shoot a lot of people below you. You have cover. There's a lot of bridges in the middle of the map that you can, give yourself some cover from the people above you. So personally, I like the middle of the map. That's kind of where I roam. Once you get up high, there is a lot up there. You're technically at the highest, but you can also be quite vulnerable there, especially because of the apartment buildings, which we're going to talk about pretty extensively in this video. But just know that there's a lot of different places to engage in this map, and I really have it broken down into a multitude of sections, and we're going to get into all those sections right now. So what you're seeing right now is me navigating kind of the middle of this map, what I consider the middle. It's labeled Atrium. A lot of this map is labeled Atrium, just so you know. You also watch me just get one pump with a one-pump shotgun, which is very strong right now. But the middle of this map, again, is where I personally like to roam. You can really move around a lot without exposing yourself too much. So I personally like the middle. There's a lot of ladders all over the place, pipes you can climb. Also note that you can climb the green foliage that is all around this map. You can see some off in the middle of the shot right there where you see those plants. You can actually climb those. And yes, the animation is a little jarring right now. It's obviously unfinished, but that is something new in the environment that you can use to climb. Just bear in mind, it's a little risky right now. And there's also a lot of pipes in this map that you can slide down. And if you don't pay close enough attention to where you're going, you can fall quite a ways and actually die. So that's just something to be aware of. In case you need proof of what climbing the foliage looks like, here's me and only Sam climbing to get up on top of a platform here. Again, the animation is pretty broken. It looks pretty funny, but you can climb it. So in this clip, I am pretty high on the map. I'm in an area called Apartment Block A. As you can see, there's two different apartment blocks. I am very high. This is one of the many reasons why I recommend avoiding this bottom floor of the map. This is within the first minute of the match. Watch how many people I destroy from this high ground here. So I punished one all the way down at the bottom. These two are fighting. Two groups are fighting over on the side. And then there's going to be McCad. It's going to be on the far side. And some of this combat is taking place on relatively the same level as me. But you can see just how high I am. I am very exposed. Up here in these apartment blocks, there's a lot of ways to move around the map. Again, the foliage there, you can climb up and climb down. You can jump down to those zip lines, go across all these pipes in the environment. But you can see from this height here where I am, it's wide open up here. There's a lot of enclosed spaces on this map for close counters. There's also several bridges that link the apartment blocks and other areas of the map. As you can see, if you're in the middle of the bridge, you can be quite exposed. You do have cover from the top. But what I recommend doing is actually, because you can be shot from a multitude of sides when you're closing these things, throw a smoke on one end or the other and block yourself, somebody from coming behind you, or at least cut off those shots like I'm about to do here, and then make your way across the bridge. And even though you're exposed on the left and the right, at least you can focus on what's in front of you, get that bag by pressing F by default, get it out of there, and get to safety. So one of the big new features of this map are the apartment blocks. These are very close quarters and they're very complex. Even though the actual rooms themselves, the layouts are pretty simple, there's a lot going on above you and a lot going on below you, and it can make using the proximity chat, which is very good in Dead Drop, difficult to tell where people are because there's so much going on. It does kind of a breach and clear feel, like you just saw what I just did to this guy. I could tell there's a guy in this apartment. I heard him in here. So I opened the door, which is one of the new features of this snapshot as well. In these apartments are the doors. We'll talk more about those in a second. But I can tell he's in there. I got my shotgun out. I only had 2 shells in it. I hear him. I open the door. There he is. There's not a lot of places for him to go. He can go in here. He can go in here. He can go out these windows to the left. There's windows you can also open in this snapshot. We'll get into all that stuff in a second. But this is the basic layout of virtually all of these apartment buildings. Door in the front. Closet over here. Closet over here. Closet over here. Windows you can also open here. So just don't be that guy. Don't be peeking while standing out in the open. Shout out to Cairo, an insanely good Dead Drop player, for helping me in this experiment. Here I am on the outside of apartment block A, making my way in. The doors can be pretty glitchy, by the way. Not glitchy, just hard to figure out at first. We are testing the doors to see if you can penetrate bullets through them. He's standing on the other side because you can shoot them and break them, but the bullets do not penetrate. So you can shoot the doors and break it, but you cannot shoot through them with the same shot and kill somebody. On another note, grenades bounce off the glass. They don't break them, as you just saw. So if you're throwing a grenade, don't make that mistake and throw the grenade right back at yourself and then have to flee, because as you can see here, and we got another glass tip for you in a second. Grenade, throw. Oh, it's right back in front of me. Gotta go. Okay, so the glass on the doors and windows in Dead Drop can actually take a few shots before it breaks out. And if you notice, the bullets don't penetrate through. So here you can see I actually used it to my advantage. I knew there was a guy down here. I knew he would shoot at me. I set up my aim. I set up my sniper shot. I let him take the shots to break the glass. And once it broke, I blew him away. So take note, the glass does not just shatter with a single shot. Your bullet does not go sailing through it. It actually takes a few bullets to break. And then once it's broken, now you can penetrate it. While we're talking about the apartments, which is, again, there's 2 sets of apartments, Block A and Block B. I want to give a shout out to William Morris, who did some of the music in our live action Dead Drop series Midnight, for showing me this little bit about the apartments. There's these little side rooms here, but if you go all the way down, well, you'll see these areas. If you go all the way down, there's no reason to really go down here. There's almost this, like, I call it the basement. So you can move people's loot down here where you can safely loot, and a lot of people are not even going to know you can go down there. There's no way out other than back up this pipe, but a little cool thing you might not have known about. This clip, not only a highlight for my stream, but again, just demonstrates how wide open and how much of a kill house the bottom floor of Proving Ground 2 is. It's really quite crazy. A lot of people spawn down here. It's very constant fighting. Take note that right now I am near a lifelink. There are 2 lifelink stations, I believe, in the bottom floor or on the outer edges. If you're gonna be down here, I recommend staying on the outer edges and navigating your way out, or climbing your way out of here as quickly as you can. At least get some height on people, unless you're hitting one of these lifelinks or you just really need to loot, because you're gonna be exposed to everybody. People at your level, people from above. It's really rough down here. Here's a good clip demonstrating the verticality of Proving Ground 2 and seeing just how wide open it is, the layout. You got the 2 apartment blocks on either side. And I've been doing a lot of thinking about this. You know, Sector 3 cold storage has that bottom area that not a lot of us spend a lot of time in. You know, you go all the way down, you see those blocks of space dust down there. And a lot of us were like, well, you know, a lot of us don't go down there for a lot of reasons. A lot of us just don't go down there. And I kind of wonder if that's by design, because with a vertical extraction shooter, if you're all the way at the bottom, it's going to be really easy to get punished. And the bottom floor on Proving Ground 2 is that way. There's so many people who can get the drop on you from above so easily. And if you spawn down there and you get caught in fights, it's going to be really easy to get third-partied from everywhere. So I do kind of wonder, you know, on Sector 3, they kind of like, you know, there's obviously floor that if you're down there, you can't just get shot from above from everywhere. And this in Proving Ground 2 here, It's very wide open and exposed from above. And I wonder if they will have to restrict that a little bit somehow to make sure you just don't get destroyed if you're down there, or if they want it that way by design and they want it to be more open the way it is now. It's definitely a different approach, and I love seeing them try different things. So very curious to see how this plays out. Here's another clip of me navigating what I call the middle of the map. Atrium it's referred to as, but again, a lot of the map is referred to as Atrium right now. As you can see, there's just a lot more cover to play around, a lot more options to go up, down, move into different parts of the map. If you see off to the left there's a different section of the map. I feel like you're just a lot more safe here in general than at that bottom floor where you're exposed, or in the apartments where there's apartments above you, below you, the bridges, people coming across. I like this middle area a lot. Again, it's where I spend all my time and I feel free to move around. So just throwing that out there as a tip for you guys. If you want to practice the mayor mechanics, you know, stay around this middle area. This is another POI on Proving Ground 2 called High Rise. This is definitely going to be something important. I can't tell what yet. I'll show you a clip in a minute why I think it's going to be important. But this seems to be a very hot zone with the spawns right now. Again, right here, you're going to see me kill 4 people in a row with the auto pistol. People just keep coming and coming and coming. From here, people can come out of any of those doors. There's a bunch of lifts to the left. There's an extract in the back there. There's a life link here. And then there's the apartment blocks. Obviously, there's one of them right in front of you. There's going to be a lot going on here. And I just think it's going to be a big POI in the future. Show you why in a sec. There's also an extract right here, a maglock extract. Speaking of which, here is one of those extracts right on the left. This one is by High Rise. Again, you can't use any random extract you'll get to. But here is why I think High Rise not only will be a hot zone for fights, but I think it's going to be some type of important POI. So if you look at the way this is laid out, here's the 2 apartments here, and then you got all this area below you, of course. I don't know what this is. It looks like some type of radio tower. There's a blinking light on the top. There's a life link right in front of it, which means obviously people will be coming here. There's also an extract zone. Well, there's 2 extracts right now, 2 maglock extracts in this area. So bunch of lifts over here in this building. I think that High Rise, one way or another, is going to be very important to the map. I'm even wondering if this ends up being some type of like extract in and of itself. Is it like the skyhook that was teased in concept art? I don't know. I just think this area in general is going to kind of be a important point on the map, both gameplay wise and I guess like lore wise, story wise, gonna have like an important iconic presence as part of whatever sector this ends up being. So off to the side of the base floor, you'll also notice that there's a second area that's considered part of High Rise. I view it as a different area. You can see there's a roof up above you that you can actually get on because there's stairs to the right there and pipes to the left that you can climb to get to a area up above you. But there's a lifelink station there. There's also an extraction both in that room behind the lifelink and then up those stairs as well. I feel like this area is going to be developed some more personally. Again, there's a pipe to climb straight ahead of me. There is lifts over there on the right, another pipe right there to climb. There's just, it technically says that it's High Rise, but I feel like this is going to become its own little area in the future. And there could be a lot that goes on here since it's its own little enclosed area that's separate than a lot of the rest of the action on the map. Here's something you probably didn't know about Proving Ground 2. I just chucked in there for a random thing. This is for all you Splinter Cell fans, I guess. If you see these little streetlights around the map, notice you can actually shoot them out already. In pre-alpha, you can shoot out the lights. It doesn't really serve any purpose right now, but nice little attention to detail there, and maybe a hint at things to come for DEADROP. You may have noticed that some of the lifts, the chambers that some of these lifts are in, are very, very, very long. So if you kind of want to buy yourself some time to loot, here's a little tip for you. Throw the bag on the lift, send the lift up, and you've got plenty of time as this thing goes and goes and goes, seemingly forever. Bear in mind, people will hear you coming if they're above you, and they can punish you from below if they're in the area, if they want to take that fight. Again, here's one of those apartment life links here. It all works out. Just a neat little tip for you. Okay, the first thing to know about Sector 3, the new and improved version, is the top floor near Superlift has been totally reworked. It looks totally different. Not only is there new art and such, but it's just totally different. Look around. There's staircases. There's zip lines that didn't used to be there. The walls, the actual geometry around it has all changed. The monkey bar positions have changed. Those doors down there are now smaller. You get a nice little look right there at the staircases. They've totally changed. It's a little less risky now to run out of these areas and onto the stairs. There's just a lot more going on, more cover for you. I like that particular redesign of the top floor, but we got more to say about the top floor here in a second. One of the common strategies in Snapshot 5 was to just hold the high ground for as long as you can, camp the super lift, and people would have to push you up these ramps, right? The introduction of the cleaners has changed that, because everywhere up top where those bags are going to be, if people are pushing into you, there's going to be cleaners spawning, and the final fights for the super lift can be even more intense now, because not only will you have players you got to watch out for, you got to watch out for these cleaners, which have more HP, which are going to be coming for you, or you might kill yourself with a frag like I did here. But it really changes the concept of just trying to hold this high ground here, because it might work. It's not that you can't do it. You're just going to have to be fighting constantly, and it might make more sense for you in certain situations, again, especially with the cleaners causing distractions, to do something like push the lift when it comes down. You're trying to make it at the end. It doesn't give that person holding the top such a clear advantage. You might want to sit over here in one of these gaps and wait once that rising freeze starts coming and the super lift comes, to kind of try to hope that the chaos works in your favor and you're not just totally screwed pushing that guy holding the high ground. The other area that got a major rework is the shipping hub. It's now called Shipping Hub Atrium 1, Atrium 2, and so on. Not only has the art changed totally, but it's a lot less open through here, and there's much more going on. And I've heard mixed feedback about this from players. There's all these pipes that you can use to navigate and walk over and get where you want, but you can also jump and grab onto these pipes in the middle here to help yourself climb. You can get all over. It's like a gymnasium in here. Again, it might make moving through this area, you can get really creative, kind of get the jump on somebody. It's a lot more complex. Some people will like that, some people won't. And we'll see what the community says. It's very interesting for her, for sure. It feels like a jungle gym. Just absolute verticality madhouse in here now. Here's another clip of the area. Again, you can really use these pipes to walk all over the place. You might fall, of course, and I think I might even fall in this clip if I'm not mistaken, but you can use it to just kind of get to areas you need to access creatively, or if somebody's chasing you, really throw them off by taking the path less traveled, grabbing onto something, and jumping floors very quickly and unexpectedly. Here's some more footage of some of the changes to the top of Sector 3, cold storage, and the outside edges. Again, just some geometry changes. Some of the corners have changed, so you can't really get into some weird, kind of cheesy areas. You used to be able to jump on these boxes here and get up high. You can no longer do that. Same thing with that room straight ahead, that little side room by Skybridge. They cleaned that up. It's a lot more enclosed. There's no weird corners to hide in. I think that's good. It kind of reduced camping. And again, the cleaners kind of prevent camping in general. They add a whole new element to the game. The pace of play is, dare I see, even quicker than it used to be. But really keeps the match moving, keeps players from sitting in the same area continually, because the cleaners are also going to attract third parties from the gunfire. There's just a lot going on up here now, and these subtle changes to Sector 3 really have changed the way that it plays in a positive way. Crane is still great, in case you didn't know, but I can't find footage of it to save my life. Just so you know, the bottom floor of cold storage Sector 3, the very, very, very bottom, did slightly get reworked. It's still basically the same, though I will say that there seems to be more loot down there. So I think if you're really looking for loot, going to that bottom floor really may be advantageous. There's a lot of different loot crates down there that could really be worth your time. It's still the same basic layout, but some things have slightly changed. So just gotta mention. Quick PSA about Sector 3, by the way. I've noticed that there seems to be a lot more weird ladder and ledge interactions than I've ever been accustomed to. I don't know if any of you have experienced this, but there's multiple ladders that I've noticed around the map where either you don't grab the top at times, and you kind of have to like jump and grab yourself manually, or especially with the monkey bars up top. You used to be able to cleanly jump onto the geometry and like land on the ground safely. Now, a lot of times when I jump off, I need to like grab the ledge or I'm going to plummet to my death. So just a quick little note. So that's basically it for this video, guys. Make sure you check out all the other guides on the channel. We got our weapon tier list, how to change your name in the game, how to interact with a vendor, and now we've got our map guide. Let me know what you want to see next on the channel. Overall, I feel like Proving Ground 2 is a great addition to the game, and again, doubles down on DeadDrop's vertical gameplay design and vertical map design. It's really something to behold. It's on a whole other level. There's really nobody out there making vertical multiplayer maps like Midnight Society is, and it's a game changer. And this is only the second sector, Proving Ground map, whatever you want to call it, environment that we've got. We've got many more to go, and I can't wait to see where everything goes. Sectors, whatever this one's gonna be, Proving Ground 2 and Sector 3 do play very differently, and we're already getting innovative new features like mobile looting. Again, we've got in this new sector, Proving Ground, I'm gonna say that a million times. We've got the doors, we've got the glass, we've got the windows, we've got the foliage. There's new movement elements and map design stuff coming into play already, even in this blockout stage of development. So very interesting to see how this map will evolve. There's also, as I forgot to mention earlier, the zipline thruster in the game now, which is more of a movement thing, but it changes the way you can play these maps, Sector 3 included, by going up a zipline to push high ground. So that's a big change as well. Even though that's not necessarily part of the map, ziplines now have another purpose because you can go up them as long as you have that zipline thruster. So that's just worth mentioning. It changes the way you can think about rotating through Sector 3 cold storage and really makes a big deal. And of course, all the other maps going forward. So that's it, guys. Thanks for watching. If you have questions about Proving Ground 2 or the new version of Sector 3, let me know in the comments and I will answer them for you. Make sure you come watch me live on Twitch to watch me discovering all these things live, chat with me, and subscribe to the channel for more DeadDrop Midnight Society content, guides, even a live action series called Midnight, which you guys should totally check out. News about Midnight Society, DeadDrop, all that, okay? Thanks for watching. Midnight Mayor out. This video is sponsored by me, kinda. You can use Mayor in your support a creator slot in Fortnite and across the Epic Games Store to support me, and it costs you nothing. Part of your purchase is simply donated to me through the Epic Creator Program. So within Fortnite and within the Epic Games Store, make sure you have Mayor listed in your support a creator slot, and you will support my content creation budget directly. Thank you to everyone who does. Let's keep this going. Make sure you're using either the Doomslayer skin or the Master Chief skin, or actually the Marcus Phoenix skin, because those are the 3 best skins in Fortnite, and we all know it.